Hey, my name's Justin, and my wife and I are full-time resellers, and I'm gonna give a tour of my gym. I built this gym really kind of through reselling. I buy and sell weights a lot. It's kind of what I specialize in. I search for them on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp, and sell mostly on eBay. So the place I'm going to start with this is with my Smith machine. It's a parabody, and I actually picked this up free on Craigslist. It came with a whole set of Olympic plates, and I tried to just buy the plates, and they said they wanted everything gone, so I went and assessed how much work it was going to be, and it was quite an undertaking to get it all apart, and it had to come out of their basement, like up through a narrow stairwell and through their kitchen. So I was there for at least a couple hours, taking it apart, getting it in my van. But I got it here, and if you can see, it barely fits in my garage. There's just like an inch to spare to use the pulley system on it. It actually has the original like paperwork on it, and so that's kind of the main part of my gym. Before this, I had different weight benches that I had picked up. I started out with just a regular bench and some dumbbells, and I ended up getting a squat rack, and I've just kind of like progressed with the system I have. And this one, I don't see myself like getting rid of it. It's a nice Smith machine. It has the rack on the front where you can use it with a bench, or you can squat, free squat, or use the Smith machine part. It has an upper and a lower pulley, so it really has everything I need. It's a little tight in my garage because I store all my weights here for reselling. I have my photo station here in the garage, so it is, kind of a squeeze to get it in here, but it is a nice setup. Okay, now I'll talk about the bench that I use. I just have this Fitness Gear adjustable bench. It's easy to move around because it has the wheels on it, and the original bench that I had with it was the parabody. It was really like heavy and bulky to move around, and I actually move this in and out a lot, so I picked this up with a set of dumbbells. I more than made the money back on the dumbbells. And the parabody bench, a friend of mine was looking for a bench at the time, so I ended up selling it to him for a good deal. And, this bench works for my purposes. All right, now for the barbells I have that I use most frequently. I have this isn't a really expensive bar, but it's a Voodoo, Olympic bar. It rolls really nice, and, it's really the one I use the most. I have a York split sleeve bar here. It's an older one. It's in good shape. It also turns really good. So I use it occasionally too. I have a couple standard bars that fit on my rack. So, there's a 7-foot one, and then there's one with the other collars on it that's a little shorter. Because I have some standard plates that I use occasionally. I just kind of use whatever I have, whatever I bring in. I have a lot of inventory. These are all listed on eBay, but, I'll pull them out and use them occasionally. These Marcy 50-pound grip plates, and then there's some waffle plates are mine that I use because they're a little oversized and would be harder to, not worth shipping on eBay. And here's a couple more trees full of weights that are available to use. So on the Smith machine, I have some plates that I use mostly for myself. There's some bumpers here. These are some 25-pound bumpers that were pretty rough, but they work fine for me. I have some vintage deep dish billiard Olympic plates that I've held on to. I may eventually sell these on eBay, but they're just in with my stuff now. There's some milled York 35s that, I mean, these are just kind of my favorite looking plates, but I have a pair of those that I use. Some Sunsport 11 pounds, which I had these listed really high on eBay for a while just because they are kind of, you know, obscure, but I just kept them to use myself, so I have those ones. And a couple pair of these billiard deep dish 25s, and I may end up selling a pair of these because I do have 2 pairs of those. I had a lot of milled York 25-pound plates. I had 3 pairs that I had been using, but I ended up just selling them off because I didn't really need them. So. All right, and some other bars I have. This like multi-purpose bar, you know, for triceps, curls. It's you know, a standard size, an older one, and I just like it. I have a trap bar that I use sometimes. I have an Olympic curl bar. And over to my dumbbells. I just have, you know, nothing really heavy here, but there's, you know, there's 8s, 10s. There's a couple of bun style, like 20s and 25s. And then some rubber hex. These are some other ones that I put together. So I just don't really use a lot of dumbbells, I guess. And I just, in general, don't lift that heavy anymore. So I don't feel the need to have any really heavy dumbbells. There's a bunch of older curl bars over here, another tricep bar. That's just kind of like set aside. I don't really have a use for it. So as far as the reselling part of my setup here, I have this station that is kind of dual purpose. It works as, this is kind of how I ship. I have paper and supplies, tape gun, you know, blade here. There's cardboard boxes kind of around here that I use to wrap weights in. I keep boxes under here, like flat rate boxes and stuff. And then for the photographing station, I put this background so that I can get nice photos without all the like clutter behind it. I just have a light up here and a light off to the side. Nothing too fancy here for photographing. So that's my basic reselling, and all the inventory is just here on all the trees, weight trees. So that's basically the reselling part of it. So this whole setup, it was really built on like through reselling. All this stuff was bought used. I usually try to buy things for around 30 cents a pound for weight plates that I'm going to sell on eBay, and try to sell them for at least $1 a pound on eBay. So that's kind of the general like numbers I like to hit. And all this stuff was picked up, and you know, I kept stuff. It's all basically been paid for through reselling. Everything I have here, so you know, I haven't had any money. I mean, I'm out of pocket to buy the way like the pickups I make, but it's all been paid for through reselling. So you know, if you want to pick stuff up, you can do it, kind of build up. I'm always kind of like changing things out. I'll sell off certain weights and just use something different. You know, whatever's selling, I'll decide to sell off. Like this, I guess the beginning of the year, it was a lot harder to find weights. and I sold off a lot of my own stuff, and now some weights buys are coming up again, so I'll just pick up more weights and kind of build them up again. So, you know, that's basically it. I did recently pick some stuff up. It's turning spring here in Pittsburgh, and I want to set up kind of an outside gym also. So I've got some things I'm thinking about using. So whenever I get that set up, I'll probably give a tour of that and just show you what I have there. So you know, that's about it. If you like this content, I put up mostly shorts, just kind of like what I'm doing every day. So if you want to see more, feel free to subscribe, like the video, and thanks for watching.